Hello beer tubers and welcome to the last Easter beer themed beer review. With me Peter the Master of Puppets, today looking at some barrel aged Mikkeller beer. This is two versions of the Mikkeller Funky E-Star. I reviewed the original one back in 2011 or 2010 and I thought it was pretty good. I can't remember what I gave it, but it's basically a Belgian strong ale, blonde ale with Brettanomyces. And I remember really liking it, but the difference here is that this one's been aged in Chardonnay barrels. You know Chardonnay, the white wine, and this has been aged in Sauternes wine barrels. And Sauternes is a mixture of grapes, I think it's Sauvignon Blanc and Muscat and is it Chardonnay as well? I'm not entirely sure, but then it's been infected by the whole bacteria that does the noble rot, so that's going to be quite interesting, I think. Both are 9.39% alcohol, so it's a funky Belgian ale brewed with water, malt, candied sugar, hops, yeast, and Brettanomyces. And then it says, it's the same description. It's just like that's a saying in Denmark: Christmas lasts until Easter. The Easter is Easter invites spring welcome, and we invite you to drink something refreshing, hoppy, and funky. Cheers. So yeah, let's dig into these two and get poured. So we got both of them poured, and they're quite darker than I remember the Funky E-Star. And oddly enough, the Sauternes barrel has a bigger head, but yeah, copper kind of color, white heads. Start off with the aroma on the Chardonnay version. Definitely vinous white wine qualities, a little bit of funk, almost kind of a tart white grape. Oaky, woody notes. Not too much Brettanomyces. I mean, it's in there, but I remember it as being more funky. It definitely has that kind of barnyardy funk. It's not over in the super fruity funk, but it's like the barnyard kind of musty old aromas. Definitely some sweet sugary notes. Don't pick up much hops on it. Maybe like a grassy, citrusy hop. A little bit of caramel. But other than that, it smells like fruitiness, like green apple, white grape. Kind of all those kind of notes in the funk. But the Sauternes barrel, that should be interesting with the noble rot. Oh yeah, that's interesting. The Brettanomyces shines through much more into the Chardonnay. I get much more Brett and like vinous white wine. This smells sweeter. I get more of the candied sugar. I do get Brettanomyces in here as well. It's basically the same aroma, but this has more of a kind of slightly tart, almost like a Flemish touch. But it doesn't smell as funky at all. Some sweet like sugary and caramelly notes, much more so than the Chardonnay version. Yeah, almost like a brown sugar or something, along with like, again, kind of that musty grape kind of aroma. They smell pretty interesting, both of them, but I so far actually prefer the Chardonnay's aroma, but let's give the Chardonnay a taste first here. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty big. That is like a Belgian kind of strong ale for sure. Flavor up front, you get that kind of Belgian-y Brettanomyces funk with the citrusy lemon notes. Quite a decent amount of oak character and very vinous. Mouthfeel's medium with a kind of almost slightly chewy / oily mouthfeel. Sugary notes, caramel toffee, dry oakiness on the back end. Brettanomyces isn't as dominant, but that might also be because I had a really beer with a lot of Brettanomyces flavor before this. But nice oaky wood notes, really a touch of vanilla almost, and like a honey-like character. It has the white grape, the kind of green apple skin kind of flavor in there, and like the hay grassy notes. So yeah, it tastes pretty good. I should have had some water, but it's the same beer. So let's give the Sauternes version a try. Yeah, that's interesting. The Chardonnay has much more Brettanomyces character. This does have Brettanomyces character, and this is the fruity funk. This is more of the not so fruity funk, the kind of barnyardy kind of notes and musty notes. Almost a sugary note, brown sugar. Almost, I get it reminds me of cherry, which is weird. Like sugary, as I said, caramel, toffee notes. A little bit of but that's bready kind of feel, almost like a breadiness as well. Mouthfeel on this one is the same. But it's interesting, the Noble Rot character lends a little bit of or the character from the Noble Rot in the Sauternes barrel lends a little bit of an almost Flemish touch. But I'd say this is more funky / tart because of the fruitiness than this one. This is more like a barrel-aged Belgian strong ale with a touch of funk. I definitely prefer the Chardonnay version because it has that fruity funk you get from Brewery. And it's actually fun to try them side by side because I had a feeling they wouldn't be too different. But there's actually a big difference in these two beers. And they're both really nice beers. I mean, Funky E-Star is a great Easter beer. But they're high alcohol, so be careful with them. But they are really nice. They're not mind blowers, but they're like really good, solid beers. Yeah, I definitely prefer the Chardonnay, but let's start off with the rating for the Sauternes barrel. I'm gonna go 90 on it. It's a really nice, kind of funky, sweeter Belgian, and the Noble Rot lends an interesting Flemish touch, as I said. Whilst the Chardonnay, again, has more of that fruity Brewery, where this is more of the funky, musty character on the Sauternes. But I'm gonna go 91 on the Chardonnay. I like it just a nudge more than the Sauternes. Both are great beers. I'd say they're worth trying, especially because they don't just say white wine barrel aged. I love that. They say what type of wine or what type of wine they've been on, if it's been Chardonnay or Sauvignon Blanc or Sauternes or whatnot. So that's really nice. Definitely something I think you guys should check out. Maybe do a side by side like I did. Age? Well, yeah, you could because it's got Brewery, and that's always fun to see how that develops. So yeah, a 90 for the Sauternes barrel and a 91 for the Chardonnay barrel for the Mikkeller Funky E-Star beers, the barrel-aged versions here. Guys, definitely let me know what you think of these two if you've had them. As always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter. And I'm going to say cheers. I'm going to see you guys in another beer review.